Parasyte the Maxim, episode 19, In Cold Blood. Now, this is definitely a cool episode. I think I really enjoyed the fact that we got a little bit of history on the serial killer character. Not too much, but I like the way that his story went about. Like, he was a serial killer, but he actually got caught because he followed that parasite, and they assumed it was him. Because I'm guessing he'd never been busted before, but I was wondering, like, if the parasite maybe said something, or maybe just someone noticed the body before he did. But it was interesting, like, that's how he ended up getting busted. And I feel like it was the parasite that set him up, because it seemed too random to me that he showed up there, like, he follows that parasite, and it's like, oh, you guys basically do exactly what I do. They just, chop up bodies. And then the cops just come out of nowhere and bust him. I'm like, that was oddly convenient that that happened. So, from my point of view, I think the parasite may have set that guy up to get arrested, because I'm pretty sure the parasites can sense that humans are following behind them. So, I thought that was actually interesting. Like, he's this serial killer who apparently just never got caught. Looked really weird too. Like, when they had him with like the longer hair, he looks like a totally different character. It was kind of weird, and I was like, he doesn't look at all the same when they cut his hair and everything. But I just thought that was interesting that that's how he got busted, was just falling behind a parasite. And we find out that kind of his ability ultimately stems from the fact, well, from his point of view at least, it stems from the fact that he's a serial killer, and that he has kind of cut people open, and he knows humans because he, kind of chops people up and stuff and does crazy things. So that's how he knows sort of this, internal difference between humans and parasites. So I thought it was interesting that that's the way that they did that for his character. And kind of exactly what I said might happen is what happened. There were kind of two possibilities. Either they'd get busted or they wouldn't. And I figured if they didn't get caught, then it would be because Miki was asleep. Because we didn't really know if Miki was awake or asleep or not. And of course, that's what happens. Like, the guy has that sense, but because Miki's asleep, he didn't, it was like, oh, I thought I felt something, which he did. But it's like, no, he's just a human character. But I thought it was cool that that's how it went. But the way that they end this episode, basically like probably like the last 10 minutes of the episode, I thought were really cool, because we have the cops, or this organization, whoever they technically are, whatever the squad really is. They know where the parasites are. They go to the building. They surround it. They say, like, oh, there's a sniper on the roof. We're surrounding the building. Send people out 7 minutes at a time. And they actually use Shinichi to, try to identify who's a parasite and who's not. And I thought it was really cool, because the guy, the older guy, he basically goes to the school and he asks them for his help. Like, I don't. Like, he's basically like, I don't have the answer to why you're important, but I know you can help us. And he of course doesn't out himself like, yeah, it's because I have a parasite in my arm, but he does decide to help them. Unfortunately, they're so far away. It's it doesn't really work for anyone, because the guy couldn't do anything. It's like, it's harder to tell through a screen and stuff. And then for Shinichi and Migi, they were just too far away, so they couldn't really pinpoint who was and who wasn't. But I love the way that they did it. It was really cool that they had this machine, and it's like, all right, basically just go through and check the bodies, and if there's not a skeleton, there you go. And I figured that's how it would be, because I'm like, all right, when they first did it and they showed the bones, I was like, oh, that's all they have to do. But I'm based on the dialogue, because I pretty much only ended up watching these last couple episodes in Japanese. I haven't seen it in English in a while now. But the way they described it made it seem like they had the x-ray scan for the bones, but they also had another scan that was like something like on the molecular level, DNA, where it was like, take away all sort of organic things from humans and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, if it doesn't work through the skeletal thing, at least based on the way they said it, they have like a secondary detection process, which I thought was really cool. But clearly, by the end of the episode, it was just like, oh, that lady doesn't have bones in her head because, it's a parasite. It was like, all right, well, clearly they don't need anything extra. And I don't know if this will happen or not, but of course, with them having this x-ray machine, even though it's focused, of course, towards these individual people and coming out of the building, if they put Shinichi in front of that, or if he somehow ended up in front of that, I would assume if he was facing the wrong way, like he was actually facing towards it with his right arm, then they'd see that his arm, or I'm assuming, yeah, it's his whole arm. So they see that his arm has like no actual bones in it, and of course that would kind of out him as, sort of this blended human parasite species, really. And I just thought it was interesting. It was like, okay, they have this device that could easily out him, um, but obviously based on what they're doing, I don't think he'd even encounter that unless he decided we have to go in and help these people because there are a ton of innocent people. Considering they only went through, even in the montage, I think they only went through like maybe 3 groups of 7. That's not a lot of people. They still had a ton of other people in that building, and then of course we have the mayor, we have the secondary guy that was talking to him, and I'm sure there are a ton of other parasites, just like the woman that was busted in this episode. I'm sure we'll have way more parasites still inside the building, and then it's like they'd easily be in danger because these parasites are going to want to survive, and they will kill off whoever they have to. So it would just end up as a crazy hostage, situation. And I don't know what to really expect from this next episode. And of course, because I'm keeping in line with Toonami, even though I can obviously just go through and watch the episode, I'm deciding to stick in line to my 1 week sort of deal. So definitely excited for this next episode. I don't know how it's gonna play out, but even with them, busting her, that I feel like that puts people in more danger. Oddly enough, because it's like, well, we don't want to go crazy because obviously the parasites are trying to blend in, but they will go crazy. They will kill whoever they have to kill in order to survive. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. They're going to out this woman, and she's going to be like, okay, well, there are a ton of people. They, of course, can't all survive, a bunch of people with machine guns surrounding them. So they're going to use those humans as leverage. They have to. They're not stupid. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to use humans as leverage to either try to escape or at least simply survive and kind of do like the human shield sort of thing. But definitely looking forward to how it plays out. I feel like Shinichi and Migi are going to have to get personally involved because there are really no other parasites around. Because eventually, even if there's only like 5 parasites, that's enough to take out all those people in there. And possibly enough, depending on how they coordinate, that could be enough to take out all those people. They'd have to be really, really smart about it because, like I said, they all have shields and machine guns. So they'd have to be very smart about how they attack them or retaliate. But I feel like something bad's going to happen, and Shinichi and Migi are just going to have to step in and kind of out themselves as kind of this blended sort of species in order to help get rid of all the parasites. And who knows how that'll play out. That would most likely be bad for him either way. Even if he proves to be a hero, that could still prove to be a bad thing for him. But I'm definitely looking forward to what they're going to do in this next one. Definitely really tense. I did not expect this episode to get so tense. Like the first half was like, okay, here's some backstory. They're talking about plans and stuff. And then the end of the episode, the second half, they actually got to the building, which really surprised me because I was like, oh, I didn't think they knew exactly where to go. I thought they were just like, all right, this is what we're going to do. This is who's going to lead the missions and stuff like that. And then it was like, no, they have their plan and they know exactly where to go. And I still don't understand how they knew that. I don't know if they scanned that building or if they had, insider information. It's like maybe the mayor started acting weird or something. I don't know. But I was like, I don't understand how they knew which building to actually target. But they did, so we might get that answer in the next episode. But certainly looking forward to it. Definitely want to know what you guys thought about this one. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And I want to know how you guys think this is going to play out because I don't think... I'm sure a lot of the people inside the building will still manage to survive. And maybe the other parasites won't out themselves. Maybe it's just like, alright, this person got busted. She got shot up. We just have to act like we didn't know that she was a monster. But I feel like they're going to use the humans in order to survive because they don't want to die either. So I think it's going to end up being a bloodbath. Also, it's Parasyte. People get destroyed and it's bloody. So I think that's how it's going to end up turning out. Unfortunately, a lot of innocent people I think are going to get killed. Even just in this next episode with it being just the female parasite that was busted. Even if the other ones decide to do it where they ignore her, she'll still take out a bunch of people if she can. And we've seen what the parasites can do, and they definitely will. And the one guy, I just remember the secondary guy is the guy with the 5 parasites. Who knows what's going to happen there? He could take down a ton of people, and for the most part, outside of being shot in the heart, bullets don't affect him anyway. So he's almost invincible. He could probably take down like 3 times as many humans as other parasites could, and they could already take down quite a few, even with, human bodies, from the neck down. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a bloodbath, but I want to know what you guys think is going to happen and what you guys thought about this episode in general. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.